Hello everyone and welcome back to Legacy Challenge here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside Benjamin Huang.
Whose name you still haven't found out.
Yeah, no, Chinese name.
Yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
name.
It's fine.
Do you define yourself by your Chinese name? Yes, probably you do.
I don't.
No?
Actually, it's quite erroneous.
It's
It
really
describes it's an adjective and a thing, and it doesn't describe me at all.
it's not like a Bin Jia Min or something.
No, what?
Yeah.
No.
No, I have a friend who's his name is Shafi bin Jamin.
Oh yeah.
So he just his English name is Benjamin.
Oh okay,
So, yeah.
okay. Yeah, I had a friend in JC, Tim. If you're listening to this, his name was
you're out there.
Timothy Leon Mizer. So his Chinese name, he didn't know what to tell his teacher, so they just say Lian,
Li An.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
which is quite a feminine name.
Could have been like Li Ang, man. Oh well. Leong.
Liang,
Leong.
like the guy who did the horrible Hulk.
Yeah, exactly.
Video.
Like Li Ang.
Okay, so we have Russell on the left playing Death and Taxes. We saw him on camera last round. And then we have Kelvin on the right playing Mannerless Dredge.
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm not sure
Mannerless Dredge.
if Russell knows what his opponent's playing. You know, it's one of those games, one of those events, small events, so you can probably scout your opponent.
Yeah. If you've played,
But you don't
played
have
fast.
too much going on in game one. But if anything, Russell has a way to squeeze out his creatures with Wizards Jite. He has various ways to kind of at least interact with Kelvin's side of the board. And Land Vial is a good start. You're gonna see Kelvin draw and probably pass the turn.
Yeah. Kelvin mulligan down to
Did he mulligan?
I think he
I
mulligan.
don't think he mulligan
Oh,
because
no, he didn't.
to be able to discard with 8, you have to have 7 cards to start with.
Alright, okay.
So he's discarding Golgari Drave Troll, and Russell has to know what's going on now.
I wonder. Yeah, we're having a
And yeah, second vial is gonna
second
come
vial
down.
and
Second vial is gonna come down.
I think
And
it's relatively safe, right?
He's choosing to play his Mother of Runes for mana, which can only mean 2 things. Or well, one thing, he's got another Mother of Runes.
Yes.
And he's afraid of Cabal Therapy. Well, yeah, it's one thing, but there's 2 parts to it. He has another Mother of Runes, and he's afraid of Cabal Therapy. Because there isn't any other 1-drop in this deck.
Okay,
So if you're
he's gonna
Kelvin,
flashbang
I think one of the cards that you're most afraid of is Thalia, because even though you're a manaless deck, you actually need to play spells from the graveyard.
which means that
So
you need
Thalia
to
is
run.
horrible for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if Russell's deck runs the original Thalia.
yeah, the original Thalia is a mainstay in this deck. It's whether or not he runs the Kata, which we saw in the other
The
game.
Kata is also actually very good in this deck, I think.
Yeah. I don't. Can he do that? Oh, he cycled 3 at the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Okay,
He did.
so that's fine. So interestingly enough,
Nether Shadow.
they pointed out that Dredge lets you put the cards in the graveyard in any order.
Oh, okay.
And
So I know in Legacy, it might, graveyard order might be.
So here you're
very
seeing the
important.
reason why the graveyard order is important. Because Nether Shadow checks for the number of creatures above it. If it has 3 creatures above it, then it
Then
puts,
it goes
4
back.
creatures above it, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like not a card we played with for a while. So yeah,
Wow.
putting a bunch of cards into the graveyard. I think you see one of the newer additions. It's gonna be Flayer of the Hatebound, which is a different,
Wow,
an
Player
alternate
the
kill.
Headbound.
But you also
Okay.
see, is that one of those scabs from that's a scab, the discard 2 cards, return the scab.
What's that? Stitch Ring Scab.
Stitch Ring Scab.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see some
Ooh.
prize amalgams. The deck also plays Force of
Nice.
Will.
Okay, but how does he get mana then?
He doesn't have mana. The deck is entirely manaless. So the aim is to never mulligan. You always draw, sorry. You make your opponent play. And then he draws to 8, and discards his card, and he just starts from there. That way you never get to interact with him because he has nothing you wanna he has nothing that he's gonna cast to put cards in the graveyard.
Jeez.
And he has his own Force of Will, so he can pitch, extra scabs that he has in his hand, or
But how
prize
do you
amalgams.
get the Stitch Ring
Creatures into
Scab
play?
into
just
the
discard.
battlefield?
You don't.
No,
need-
you have to pay 2 mana and discard 2 cards.
Oh, so then that's not a Stitch Ring Scab.
Oh.
It's probably something else then.
What?
Wait. Isn't there one that you just discard 2 cards?
No. You have to pay 1 blue and 1 generic and discard 2 cards.
Oh, discard 3 cards. Phantasmagorian, that's the black one. But that puts the card back in your hand.
Yeah.
I think we should probably. You can probably look this up. I think there's one that you can discard cards for free.
Okay.
I think it's a 3/1, or it could be something else. It could be another creature.
Yeah. It does look like Stitch Wing Sky, but anyway, yeah. He's just getting his goodness. He's getting a lot of value out of. Wow, what do you?
It's not Stitch Wings Cap. It's the common one. What's the common one called?
What's the common one called?
Okay,
Wait, no, we have to go, yeah.
I've got it.
Let's go look for like Manaless Dredge.
Is that Hitler's Scab? Could that be Hitler's Scab?
No, you have to cast it.
Oh, you have to cast
Yeah,
it,
you
yeah,
have to
that's
cast it.
So it is Stitch Wing Scab. No, maybe it's not a scab. Anyway,
Yeah, it just might not
it's
be.
just a blue dude. Yeah, he's gonna play Cabal Therapy. He's gonna flashback. He's gonna knock out. Quite probably. Yeah,
The
he's gonna
Sarah
knock out the
Avenger,
Sarah
okay.
Avenger. So no Thalias on Russell's side of the board. So it's not
Which
gonna
is
be
great.
a way to stunt his development too much. And he's gonna name Swords to Plowshares instead of Sarah Avenger, because I don't think he's too afraid of what's going on here.
Wow, jeez.
And so yeah, much like the modern deck, it just comes at you from a different axis that you can't really interact with. He has Whirlpool Riders in his hand. That's a card that says when it comes to play, both players discard their cards and they draw cards equal to the number of cards discarded this way.
Oh goodness.
The whole Whirlpool series. And
basically just cycling your hand.
yeah, cycling hand. Is it sacrifice Whirlpool Rider or is it come to
no,
play?
it's enter the battlefield, I
Enter the
believe.
Few, yeah.
Yeah, we can check that out. Whirlpool.
Shuffle back or discard.
Shuffle the cards. Is it shuffle? Shuffle.
When
Shuffle
it
the cards from
enters-
your hand, your library, and draw that many cards.
Jeez.
But that's good enough when you have
Yeah, when you
When
have
you
like
have
all the
dredge
dredge
cards.
creatures
Yeah,
in the graveyard.
Uh,
Goodness. I like
so-
this deck.
yeah,
Why
it's
is it
and
hard?
it's quite cost effective if you already play modern dredge. This is a card. This is
It's
a deck
just
that
like
you
a small upgrade. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
don't have
just
to
need-
buy any of the lands.
just
you
need
don't have to
Nether Shadow, but you do need Force of Wills.
buy-
You can choose not to
oh,
play
yeah,
Force of
okay.
Wills, but it's the reason why the deck is so strong now is because you start playing more blue cards. You play Prize Amalgam,
Oh yeah,
and-
okay.
and the Scab whose name we do not know.
Might just be a blue card. Yeah.
What is that? Yeah. Anyway,
we are so
and
perplexed.
yeah, but he's gonna return. Yeah, he's gonna start dredging, keep dredging.
Jeez.
He's gonna be. He shows you the Force of
The
Will
force of will. Yeah.
at the bottom, and those are Icarus. Those are new EM
new, yeah.
Icarus. Yeah. So he puts a Prize Amalgam into the graveyard
Which
on
will
in his draw step.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna trigger yet.
He needs to put back.
Does it
something.
say come into play this turn?
Yeah, at the end step.
But it has to be in the graveyard to see the creatures come
to
into
see
play.
something to create. a
Sure,
delay
sure,
trigger.
sure. So he
Which he can actually get back
non-token.
the Nether Shadow, right?
He can't get back the Nether Shadow because it only triggers in his upkeep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So if he has a Dread return, I think he can reanimate the Flare of the Hatebound, which
Wow,
incidentally,
that'll be great.
is also very
That'll
good in
be
this deck
so
because
good.
we all know what Flare of the Hatebound does.
Yeah. When it comes back from so let me go and get the Oracle text. I remember when it cast it from the graveyard, or when a creature enters the battlefield from the graveyard. But the
Yeah.
Oracle text says whenever Flayer of the Hatebound or another creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player, and it's got Undying. So
Right.
nice, very nice.
Yeah, yeah. So it's an alternative way to kill through like a moat. Because usually you used to play Flame Team Zealot and make them all 3/3s, all your zombies 3/3 and attack. But now all they aim to do is get a Flayer Hatebound to play, put a bunch of zombie tokens as a result of sacrificing creatures,
Yep.
and use then sacrifice the zombie
The
tokens to
zombie
Dread
tokens.
Return, Golgari Grave Troll, and then Golgari Grave Troll dings your opponent for a whole
Or
bunch
like
of
a
creatures in your
vigilante
yeah.
damage. Goodness.
And never mind the fact that the Flayer comes into play and does 4 damage to begin with.
As well,
So-
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can
And it
just,
has
like, gloss over
Undying,
that fact.
so it's
It can
it's
block
good
as
against
well.
sweepers. It's good against something like Pyroclasm,
Oh yeah.
something like Fire Spout.
And it just comes back like even bigger
Yeah,
and
yeah.
madder.
And it probably kills your opponent on the backswing if you do that. But I think Russell's mounted a reasonable offense, especially with access to Jite on Sarah Avenger. I think that's actually going to be enough for him to win this game.
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean,
Yeah, unless something broken happens on Kelvin's part. So because he's going to be able to use one Jite counter to suicide the one of the moms with the bridge triggers on the stack. So
okay, so that will
Kelvin-
stop like all the
Kelvin's
bridges,
not
yeah.
going to be able to get too far ahead or get critical mass to get the flail hate bound
I assume
double dread return synergy.
I assume he's got two
Dreads.
bridges in the graveyard.
He's got
already, right?
one bridge. That would be the ultimate troll if you mixed your bridges 2-2, so that your opponent wouldn't know how many bridges you had based on the border. You actually have to look. But yeah, it's gonna go put 2 counters on the Jite, and he's gonna be able to kill suicide his mom right now
And
to
he
take
can-
out 1 bridge.
Yeah.
There must be 2 bridges, right? Because there's not that much reason. Oh, he's just taking out 1
there's only
bridge.
one?
Okay.
Okay, so I think
I
he
s-
sacrificed like 2 creatures earlier.
Oh,
I think so.
really?
He had a board of 3
This
creatures.
game when Land Vile Mom, Land put Sarah Avenger into play Jite, and
proceed-
Jite equip. No, he didn't kill any creatures, so he hasn't.
No, yeah.
So yeah, returning
Mm.
Icarid along with 2 Nether Shadows definitely gonna trigger his Prize Amalgam.
Yeah.
You're gonna dredge his Golgari Grave Troll, hoping to hit some bridges or Dread Return. But truth be told, it doesn't really matter too much. But with Vigilance and Protection from the mob, yeah, Sarah's Avenger is gonna be
It's going to be a very
Sizable.
good, yeah. It's
sizable blocker. But I think Kelvin is still trying to go broken here. He still needs to kind of.
alright.
He can go really wide. He can get so wide that
Does the Icarid have to attack this
an
turn?
8-point swing is not going to be enough. It doesn't
Okay,
have
so
to
no-
attack. It
Oh,
doesn't
but
have to
you-
attack, but
oh,
it can
but you
attack.
can
Yeah,
exile,
it has
okay.
haste.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is, and he will get exiled at the end of the turn. Wow, this
So
is
you see
not,
a Dread Return
yeah.
on the part of but you don't see any you don't actually see, those are all Stinkweed Imps, I believe. Stinkweed Imps or Golgari
there
Thugs.
might be Street Raves as well.
They don't look like Street Race to me. They might be thugs. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
point is they're not Bridge from Billows, so they're not gonna help fuel your
Your
Your-
sacrifice engine.
sacrifice engine.
Oh,
But it's
man.
essentially free because you can Dread Return for the Flare of Hate Bound for free. Because
Oh, yeah,
your
yeah,
guys are
okay.
gonna come back next turn anyway.
You still got the Price Amalgam that's going to enter the battlefield.
Right.
And so,
So I don't think Kelvin has a good attack here. And that's how insane Jite is as a card in general. Because you can
I
block-
forget Sarah Avenger.
flying vigilance.
Vigilance and first strike, right?
It has no first strike.
Okay. So where's
But you
Sarah
can't cast
Avenger?
it during the first, second, third turns of your. They try to make it Sarah Angel.
But
like-
couldn't give it
like
a
slightly
4/4.
smaller. Yeah.
Okay.
But with the vigilance is actually really important here. You get to put counters on your Jite on 2 turns.
And then, still
yeah.
be able to block like one of his biggest creatures as
Yeah.
well.
So choosing to discard 3 cards with the Phantasmagorian. Okay, so he's going for the Whirlpool Rider. Dread Return, I'm guessing. So he's gonna discard his hand and return the Phantasmagorian. No. Is he going for Whirlpool Rider? Maybe not. Because if you were going for Whirlpool Rider, you wouldn't discard that many cards, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't go like 6 cards.
Unless he wanted to put the Golgari Grave Troll in the graveyard, but then he would
How
just
about-
gone Bridge Rider Grave Troll, right?
Does he
So-
want to bring back the Flayer? No, I don't think so.
I think so. But Russell's gonna try and nuke the 1 extra bridge.
Okay,
There's
so
still 2 bridges left in
in the
Kelvin's
deck,
deck, and with plenty of gas, still he's gonna. I think he should go for the Dread Return on the Whirlpool Rider to trigger both Golgari Grave Trolls.
How many cards does he have left in hand?
He has
Two. Which means that he can,
the
yeah,
Phantasmagorian.
So that he can.
He's gonna trigger both Grave Trolls. He got 3, so that's
Okay,
more
yeah,
than
that's
enough.
more
He's
than
gonna
enough,
go.
yeah.
He's gonna go 16 cards, 17 cards deep, at least, and that's gonna be enough, I think. Because he's only
Ooh.
removed 2 bridges, and now he has no Jite counters. The Jite is pro black, but it doesn't matter if you just kill him prior to I don't know how many Dread Returns this deck runs though. He's
Okay,
gonna
so-
therapy to be safe. But why is he therapying? There's no bridges. It's not profitable.
Yeah, well. Okay, so he gets rid of one channel.
Okay.
That's fine. Just to see his opponent's hand, I guess.
He's gonna name Swords to Plowshares. Because that's one of the best ways to interact with the Flayer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But he took one Swords earlier.
Containment Priest.
So this is Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
Which is okay. I suppose it means that it's harder for you to kill him next turn.
You just got a blocker.
But if I'm Kelvin, depending on how the number of like Grave Returns and Dread Returns in the deck, I think I go for the combo kill this turn with Whirlpool Rider.
The Whirlpool Rider and the players.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a tough deck to play. It's hard to see.
Man,
Yeah, you need 2 Dread Returns. So if he plays 3, I think it's okay. I think this version might play 4 even.
okay, so Dread
Yeah.
Return 1, 2.
So he's gonna
3
sacrifice Dread
creatures.
Return. Oh, I would sacrifice the Icarid. Do you think? Icarid's actually a liability because your opponent has Jite.
Right. Okay, but.
And it's gonna come back next turn anyway, whereas the token stays in play. Doesn't matter. And
I
more
think he's
more
trying to
importantly,
hit-
if you put a creature in the graveyard and then the troll comes into play, it's gonna count the Icarid instead of the token.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he's
I
gonna
think
shuffle
that's-
his hand and draw and dredge the equivalent of 17 cards. So it's a pretty good Whirlpool Rider. draw 17.
So what the what's in his graveyard right now? What has Dredge? The Golgari
2
Grave
trolls
Troll?
and a Stingweed Imp, I think.
Oh, there are
are
2
the-
trolls.
are the
Okay, I
targets.
thought there was only 1.
Yep.
Okay,
so
so
he's gonna
first
go
troll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
I saw double Force of Will.
Okay, so that's not gonna
and
help.
No bridges.
Another
but an
2.
Icarid.
So second Golgari
So the
Grave.
second
Grave
Golgari
Troll.
Grave Troll. 2. Yeah, I don't know.
This has been very educational, by the way.
Yeah, so you see a second Dread Return.
nice. Okay, so this
So
is
he's gonna be able to get the Flayer. It's just a matter whether he can get
the
the requisite bridges to make it, profitable on his end. He's gonna dredge the Stinkweed Imp.
okay. So 5 more.
No bridges so far. But
The
Two-
third Dread Return
the third Dread Return. But with no trolls in
no-
the graveyard
and no bridges as
and
well.
no bridges. I think no bridges is fine if you have a troll in the graveyard. He still has the He has a Phantasmagorian in his hand. Does he have a Phantasmagorian to discard his hand? Because he can Phantasmagorian discard his hand, return the troll, Dread return the troll after the.
Wow.
Because he can sacrifice Icarid, zombie to bring back, and he has Nakamiba in play. So Icarid, Nakamiba to bring back the Flayer, the Headbound, and then you have zombie, Whirlpool Rider, and the Flayer to sacrifice it. The second Dread return to return the Golgari Grave Troll. If he has a way to put the,
he needs a
if he has a way to put the Grave Troll in the graveyard,
How?
which he doesn't. It doesn't look like he has. He can therapy himself, but then he's 1 creature short. No, yeah, he's 1 creature short if he therapies himself.
wow.
Yeah, so this is. I think he's. I think you can. He
No,
could
but
have.
he only got the second
He
Dread
could have
Return.
gone. He could have gone Grave Troll. He could have gone Grave Troll, Stingweed Imp, and leave the option for the last Grave Troll to at the last.
Okay, right.
To decide.
No, but he only got the Stingweed Imp of the second Grave Trolls.
So he's gonna play this, and he's gonna. So he's gonna shoot Ryan. He's gonna shoot Russell for 4 first. Then he's gonna hit Russell for 5. But now he has to choose what to reanimate with his second Dread return, right? And
Yeah. So what
barring
do you
anything
think
insane in his graveyard, I don't see it. Maybe I'm mistaken. Is he gonna reanimate a Stingweed Imp just to do damage? Just to block the Sarah's?
Well, you could
Avenger
just
and-
get the Stingway to just deal damage to Sarah Avenger. It will die.
I think the Flayer does the damage, right?
That creature deals damage, yeah.
So he's got death touch.
Hey,
So you
sting
use
beam.
okay. So he's gonna beat down with
Sneaky,
the.
sneaky.
He's gonna beat down the Flayer. I'm gonna use the toilet. I'm sorry.
Sure. Alright, back. Okay, so wow, very very complicated. This has been very very educational. Man, this is a very very complicated deck. What is that? Ben, find out what it is. Look at the table. Look at the table. Find out what it is. Don't just go to the toilet in vain. Oh well. Do you know what that card is? I am wildly perplexed. I'm gonna. Yeah, that's the card we were trying to figure out. It's a blue card. It's clearly a zombie. Let's see, mana-less dredge. No, it's not Greater Moss Dog. This article is old. Sheesh. Oh. What is that creature? I am intrigued. No, Phantasmagorian.
There's one blue zombie Gerald something that is pretty big. And you can
Gerald's Masterpiece? No, but you have to pay mana for that. The Stitchwing Scab, the advanced, the new like scabs, you have to pay mana for it. But
it doesn't have like this card.
It doesn't?
Discard 3 cards and return.
no, okay. You know what? Then let's go to. Now Gerald's Masterpiece, you gotta pay 4 mana.
To return it to play, right?
Yeah. And then you gotta discard 3 cards on top of that. So rules: discard and return, and it has to be a creature. So yeah, we're trying to figure this out.
What is the blue creature?
I don't know the blue creature. We don't know what it is. Anybody in the chat can let us know. River Kelpie.
Okay.
What?
Thank you, Sleeper 37.
No, it's Kekwa.
Kakwa, yeah. River Kelpie.
What's River Kelpie?
So River Kelpie, you have access to the internet. So
yeah. All right, so
I think it's the one that returns sorceries,
Draw triggers, right?
draw triggers.
all right, when it enters,
Ah.
when River Kelpie or another permanent is put into a graveyard from play, draw a card. Whenever a spell is played from a graveyard, draw a card, and it's got persist. Okay. So this is interesting card to be using. Oh, okay. So, definitely a useful card for blocking as well as
What man is that?
Costa Rica.
What's the art?
I have no idea.
it's like a wolf like
Yeah.
going at it.
Thank you, Kakwa. Yeah, River Kelpie
Solves the mystery.
solves the mystery. Not any scabs, not any stitch wings. But yeah, I'm gonna put his opponent down to
And he didn't bring back his
prize amalgam.
Prize amalgam, yeah.
I don't think his turn is over.
Jeez, it's still his turn.
Yeah, because he's triggered the Kelpie, right? So the Kelpie is gonna help him dredge more cards. Is he gonna be able to find the fourth dread return? Is there a fourth dread return? He's gonna put another. He's gonna deal 1 damage. with Nakamiwa.
slowly.
Yeah.
We'll get there, people.
I think
The other
he's-
dread return is there, but he needs to
Yeah.
be able. He wants a Golgari Grave Troll in there.
I think he has a grave troll. Oh, this okay. He's gonna now he's gonna reanimate the grave troll and deal like
A bajillion damage,
what-
maybe.
It's about 40 cards in this deck of creatures, so maybe 40 damage.
Plus, he's still got 2 prize amalgams coming back, which will deal.
Sure,
at least
sure.
6
I don't- I think
damage,
that's
right?
kinda moot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he-
like
Damage doesn't last into the other game.
yeah, that's icing. That
Yeah.
is the
So yeah, River Kelpie. Today we all learned something new.
yeah.
Golgari
the
Grave
new-
Troll is gonna come to play.
New cards.
It actually sees itself, right?
What, River Kelpie?
No, Golgari Grave Troll.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It sees itself as a card in the graveyard. If you, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, let
it
me
does,
go and
right?
double-check.
Yeah, okay. Golgari Grave Troll. This is why we love this format. The more you play Legacy, the better you get at passing your judge test.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Effects of rubber put into the graveyard counts itself. Yeah, counts itself as one of the cards in your graveyard and gets another counter accordingly. So if it comes from the graveyard, it gets an additional +1/+1.
Yeah, well, it counts itself.
Yep.
Yeah, because, he's not the last troll. Nice run.
Okay, so they're gonna go to sideboard.
So
This will be
sideboarding-
very interesting.
I see Forest in Kelvin's deck in
In the
sideboard.
sideboard.
And I'm assuming it's because he has to bring in some green cards?
Yeah, you have to be a bit wary that your opponent, like right now, is playing white. So rest in peace.
Rest
is
in
gonna
peace.
be,
So I'm guessing that's rest in peace.
thing, yeah.
And if you're Russell, what are you inclined to take out? Mother of Runes is a candidate, even though it's a good target for JT. So maybe you want something that's a little clunkier. I can't really think
Get
of
an idea
anything
of
that
what-
you want to take out. I mean, the plow is good in a pinch, but if you're at that point, the
The
dry
plants are
arbors.
gonna-
Oh, dry arbors, that makes a lot of sense. They're creatures.
Oh, right. Their
Yeah,
creatures
yeah.
and their lands as
And
well.
their lands,
okay.
and they help cast, I think, presumably Nature's Claim.
All right, Kakwa,
Yeah.
you are.
You're helping us out.
Yeah, man. We
Thank
are.
you. Thank you. Get him the guest cast.
Yes, please, if you can come.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Grey Ogre Games. We're
Fly you
located
to
here,
fly you to
Singapore.
Singapore. Well, no, you just do it by Skype.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Can you do
I
it
figured
or
out
like
how to
Google Hangouts or something?
Yeah, I figured out how to
Yeah.
wire the audio into.
So
this.
if Russell has anything that says graveyard in his sideboard, he's putting it in, right?
Grafdigger's Cage is Grafdigger's Cage played in
Oh.
Legacy?
oh.
Aha! So you're going to Portland. All
I
right.
am. I will be in
Okay.
Portland.
Remember, give
This
him
is Ben. So
give him the secret password. You don't know? Yeah. I am. Yeah. Kekwa, if you don't mind, letting me know who you are because I have no clue who you might be.
he's just one of my American friends. You don't have to know him. Why?
I don't. Why?
He ain't about- he ain't about that life.
I can get to know people. Yes,
Hi.
Sigma Nuguri.
Sigma Nugari.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Legacy!
Sigma, New, and Gary. So his name is Gary?
No, but not the old one.
Yeah. This is Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah. You're talking to
not the-
you're talking to Michael Phelps.
not
He's
the-
not in Rio swimming. He's
Wait, you don't know? You told me about Michael Phelps before.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the.
Yeah, he sold me a stack of Guru lands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, a lovely guy, good friend.
Also swims a lot.
Sigma
Sig-
New Gary.
Sigma New
there we
Gary.
go.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello,
Yes.
Sigma New Gary. Yeah, this is Legacy. We're streaming from Singapore. Round 3 of our Win a Force of Will event. It's Death and Taxes on the left against Manaless Dredge. Manaless Dredge doing Manaless Dredge things and surprising everybody and doing pretty well. I think the Manaless Dredge player beat a Miracles player last game.
Wow. Okay.
Frat. Oh, okay. So that was your frat. Well,
Sigma New Gary.
quote inverted commas. So
This is your team.
Your team.
Sigma New Gary.
your posse. Yeah, Kekwa. What's the meta like in Singapore? It's a lot of Miracles and a lot of Delver.
Oh really? Yeah. There's a lot of Delver for sure.
It's a lot of Delver.
There's some impact.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of love for Delver of Secrets.
I'm surprised we don't see Burn today, which is.
I think Burn's kind of fallen off. Yeah, there's Dredge, unfortunately.
Yes.
Or fortunately, depending on who you are.
Which
You
side of
like The
table you're on,
Walking
right?
Dead. I think
Dredge is fine.
Dredge is fine. You know,
Dredge is educational. How about that?
It is educational. Today we learned about River Kelpie.
River Kelpie.
We learned that
Yucca.
when you dredge cards, you can put them into your graveyard in any order.
Yeah. That's something.
We learned that. We learned about Flair of the Hatebound.
Yeah. Flair is a very good card.
We learned about Phantasmagorian, stacking the trigger of Phantasmagorian to
Man,
discard 6 cards instead of 3. What else did we learn about? We learned that you don't need mana to win at Magic.
Also, yeah. Also, just go. Draw first. and
Yeah.
always discard, right? Your game
Yeah,
starts and ends on turn 2.
I would not advise doing this in regular legacy
You know,
games.
normal, yeah.
But if you're playing a deck that
I think-
involves Golgari Grey Troll and no lands,
I think yeah.
you should probably do that. There was another no land deck in Legacy before.
What?
It's the Balustrade Spy deck.
Balance.
Balustrade Spy or
Oh, it's the one
Undercity
where-
Informer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Oh jeez.
it mills you until you hit a basic land, I believe, or a non-basic land. Probably non-basic land
And then you
because
basically
they want to
just
prevent the.
mill out your opponent deck.
Yeah, that's always a good strategy against Manless Dredge. I choose to draw.
So you get like 2 turns.
Doesn't really change too much
Yeah,
because he's just
exactly.
gonna wait. Yeah.
He gets you get to draw and then
Yeah,
just no
oops,
card,
oops,
but-
all spells. Cool, Gary. Sneak and show. Yeah, we don't have a lot of show and tell in Singapore.
Yeah, and we surprisingly we don't see a lot of merfolk either.
We had Eldrazi on camera in round
Yep.
1.
last
No, round 2. Round 2. Yeah.
The last legacy tournament we had merfolk.
Yeah. We have Merfolk?
Yeah,
that was
we
modern,
had-
right? That was modern.
Oh man.
The one where he lost in.
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
lost
yeah,
to
yeah, that was
Bant
modern.
Eldrazi. Yeah.
I'm very surprised we don't have merfolk here because I think it's just a strict small upgrade to your arsenal. Just like Force of Wills and
Days
Dazes.
and Wasteland. Okay, so off to the races with draw discard.
That's like perfect.
But he
turn
has-
one. Perfect turn one play.
He has turn 2 rest in peace, but
Oh, it's
this
gonna
is-
be Force of Wills.
this is why you play with. Well, this is
why you
the
play
addition
Force of
because of Prize Amalgam is that you can now play more Force of Wills or
yeah.
some Force of Wills.
Okay, so Golgari Grave
Yeah,
Troll-
Gary, I actually was Michael. Yeah, Gary, I was educated about this earlier because I've only ever played against Dredge on Magic Online, so I assumed
okay.
that the interface just puts the cards in the graveyard. But I think the Dredge player is allowed to click on them, just as he were if he were to get Terminus and put the creatures at the bottom of the deck.
Right. Okay. So you actually just you see on the other side of the screen like
Yeah.
just like cards enter the graveyard in that order.
Yeah. So dredging 2 bridges and what looks to be thugs. I think those are thugs and a dread return. So pretty good. Golgari thug. Golgari thug.
Right.
Because only the troll is from the grave. The thug is,
Is from
yeah. Because the thug life didn't choose him. he didn't choose the
he
thug
didn't
life.
choose the Thug Life.
Thug life chose him. So yeah, but not being able to return the Nether Shadow because of the. Okay, but instead, what? yeah. Being able to discard that Dried Arbor is slightly important because it puts a 3rd creature on top of the Nether Shadow.
Which means that he can go.
Yeah, and with
then
the
can
thug
come
going for 4 cards next turn, it's odds are probably on that you can trigger the shadow the turn after that.
back. Yeah.
But failing which
The shadow
needs 4, right?
needs 4, but I wonder if it's an intervening if.
I think it's been errata to just say at the beginning of your upkeep if you have 4 or more creatures.
Oh, then it's a intervening if, so it doesn't trigger if you don't have 4.
Nope. So he has Containment Priest. Oh, the hate.
Wow, yeah.
Oh,
man,
the hate.
That's what happened.
Okay. So he sacrificed. He sacrificed his Nakamiba to presumably class Cabal Therapy, but he can't Cabal Therapy himself for Dried Arbor. That's what he did. No, Gary. As Michael pointed out. Yeah.
Let's see. About the-
Okay, let me go check it out.
You can name. Oh yeah, it's a non-land card. Okay, so yeah, Ben's going to rectify the situation, or he's going to try to figure out like what's. Okay, Ben's trying to clarify. Oh no, okay. So, Wasteland hit the Dry Arbor. Okay, good point. Clearly we were not paying attention. We're trying to look for the cards, man. We're trying to look for cards. Yeah, I know, the Wasteland. Worst possible printing of it. Discuss. Yeah, Michael, I think it is quite a bad printing of Dry Arbor. Anytime you double foil, I don't care how much of
Bling
foil of
adds.
something
So this is the
makes it
perfect
play.
dredge for him because he's hit another Nether Shadow and 2 Ashen Riders as well as a Shambling Shell.
But he kind of needs to get rid of the Containment Priest first, right?
Yeah. But at least, at least this is all set up for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he has a way to get rid of Containment Priest.
Maybe he's got
Truth
Dark
be
Blast
told.
in his... No, Containment Priest is a 2-2, right?
Well, you need mana in a manaless deck.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, which
so-
is why he plays his first Forest, his first
Yeah.
Dry Ball.
I think the race is on.
Oh,
The Containment Priest actually does. They're trying to figure out if Containment Priest removes the Dry Arbor because it was played from his hand, but it wasn't cast.
oh.
Yeah, it wasn't cast. So
Alright, okay, so if it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Yeah, you've got to exile it. Wow, what? Kills Dry Arbors, Containment Priest, exiles Dry Arbors. I did
Yeah.
not realize that. Oh man, they really need to.
yeah,
They really need to
that's
errata
interesting.
this, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the future side
Yeah.
frame does make it look.
So he's
a
gonna
lot
flicker
nicer,
away a token,
which
and now
goes away.
the race is in Russell's favor.
Yep.
He's
He's got a 3-1 flyer. He's got
yeah, I'm not sure how much
how much pressure?
or how much like Kelvin has in terms of interacting with a Containment Priest. You traditionally see like Barbarian Ring out of vintage decks,
Yeah.
but this is not something. This is manaless version, so there's no Barbarian Rings.
So you.
So yeah, they're gonna move on to game 3.
Yeah.
Containment Priest pulling its weight,
Yeah.
and Russell's sideboard, just showing up this game with Rest in Peace and Containment Priest.
Just nicely.
Yeah.
I think you need to mulligan down to that. Yeah.
Yeah, you need
It's
to.
not
I
so
mean,
much.
it's kind of like the vintage adage, right? Like you need to, you can't win without hate. So you have to,
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
play. You have to look for cards like Leyline of the Void, Rest in Peace,
I love
Containment
how
Priest.
as we get into like older formats, how it really is. The first match is like rock paper scissors.
I wouldn't say it's
kinda
rock
game.
paper scissors. I think there's a lot of formats where, like the Delver Mirror was very skill intensive.
Yes, yes, that's
a lot
true.
of choices in game 1, in round 1. Had they played differently, would have
ended
resulted in
the-
a different result. But I do think that in the case of this matchup, it all does come down to the boarded games, because
yeah.
Kelvin is playing on an axis that is so different from what Russell is preparing for,
Yeah.
that barring something amazing on his part, does Lee have any Grafdigger's cages? He might, but I think Containment Priest is good enough.
Yeah,
And with all the
Containment
ways
Priest and
to-
rest in peace.
Yeah,
just
Containment Priest is
kind of
good against Show as well, Show and Tell. It's good against Sneak Attack.
Mhm.
It's good against a lot of things.
I wonder why.
And it's
I wonder
card
why it
that-
commands that price.
yeah. It's also incidentally very good with your own Eldrazi Displacer if you have it.
If you
Yeah, you
but
flicker your opponent's
wow,
creatures and they
yeah,
don't come
that's
back.
right. And they don't come back.
Yeah.
That's what they do in standard right now, which they use
With,
Hello Moonlight.
Oh yeah.
Hello Moonlight, and then like all the excess mana, like I'm gonna bring this, and this. Never
It's kind of
come
like
back.
magical Christmas, but
Magical Christmas land. If you
Well,
have that much
if you have
mana,
it's about the same thing.
Yeah.
One color is one white. One comes with a 2/2. The other one draws you a card.
true.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a very, very strong sideboard card. And one of the reasons why I think the Miracles deck is doing so well is that their sideboard options are
For-
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They have just a wide gamut of solutions to a bunch of things. And the better players get, the more card selection becomes important, because you can then find the right answer at the right time.
Mhm.
You can really make sure the games play out almost as similar as every other game you've played. Reduce the variance involved in playing Magic,
Mhm.
and try and
Yeah.
make it as deterministic as possible.
Yeah.
So Kelvin presumably drawing first once again. Russell
Man, now
mulliganing,
I
not
see
seeing
why,
any.
The last game has just proven to me like why Rater always calls for Containment Priest. Whenever he plays the dredge
The
deck
vintage
in,
dredge deck. Yeah,
Vintage,
yeah, yeah.
It's like
It's
yeah,
the
I
hardest
really
thing to
respect
get
the
rid
card.
of, truth be told. Like Rest in Peace is devastating when it comes into play,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually easier because you have things like Wismare, Nature's Claim, Natural State. Whereas, Containment Priest.
As we saw last
As we
game,
saw last
gets
game.
rid of dry arbors
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's not like you want to play Dismember or anything, so you end up
Yeah.
Barbarian Ring as one of your only outs. And if your opponent has Rest in Peace and Containment Priest, the Barbarian Ring is not going anywhere. It's not getting to.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
not getting
right,
to
it's not getting
threshold
to-
at any point. I see a Rest in Peace in his hand. I don't see a Priest just yet.
But yeah, Rest in Peace should be able to stem the bleeding while
Yeah.
he sets
and
up his board.
Looks like Plow, Rest in Peace, and
Okay.
a couple of lands. He's gonna
So
scry
he's gonna
push.
keep that.
Oh, looks like a Vials, which is pretty decent. He's gonna be able to play.
Oh, Russell doesn't play anything.
Oh, Russell not playing a land.
Does he not have land?
Wait, what?
So Kelvin obviously on the draw, but Russell was on the play, so he didn't have any lands. Okay,
So he's gonna draw. Oh,
he doesn't have any lands.
kept a
okay,
no-lander. so this is manaless Death and Taxes. Yeah. Hey, there's. Do you know the saying? Death and taxes. Only two constants in life.
Yeah,
There's a third constant.
What?
Mana screw.
Mana screw. Mana screw every game.
Death, taxes, and mana screw. So, but Kelvin, interestingly enough, did not keep
Does
a hand
not
of a
have
treasure.
Golgari Grave
He
Troll.
kept a hand. I think that was more defensive,
Mm.
hoping to line up against his opponent's hate cards.
Yeah.
But I think Russell next leveling his opponent by not having
By
any
not
lands.
lands. Yeah.
So drawing for his turn. Drawing Imp. So moving to his
Nice,
discard.
okay, so he's gonna
Yeah,
go off
so the
now.
engine's gonna get going pretty soon.
Kelvin now
It's,
draws a
it's
land.
not
though.
even it's not even like Kelvin has forces. Kelvin just has to keep any hand because if not, he's basically 2 turns away from
yeah
from being live. So he's
Okay.
gonna cycle his Street Wraith at the end of Russell's turn,
Yeah, you only take 2 life, buddy.
and he's gonna mill Dredge 5,
All right, so hopefully to
flipping
get the,
some creatures. So
Golgari.
creatures definitely mean that unless they Dried Arbors. So yep, put your graveyard in the middle. Thank you very much. There's a Golgari Grave Troll, and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
Single bridge, Grave Troll, and I think that's 4 creatures on top of the Nether Shadow. So Nether Shadow makes his
Guess-
appearance once again, as well as Icarid removing Street Wraith
The
that he
Street
cycled
Wraith,
to
yeah.
get the troll back. And this is potentially going to be a very explosive turn.
Is that 2 grave trolls?
Yeah, Michael points out that his opponent didn't attack. Kelvin didn't attack with the Dry Arbor and lost 2 damage.
Oh damn!
You're right. You are right.
So true.
Yep. So triggering the Grave Troll on his draw step. Going to get another bridge in the grave. 3 triple bridges.
Oh man.
Triple bridges with a therapy. This game is over. I think
Gonna
he's
sack
gonna be
the,
able to sack the Icarid.
I think Icarid, right? Icarid first.
I like the Icarid.
Yeah, I prefer the Icarid. Like,
But
you can bring it back next
I
time.
like the Icarid, but I know why he's sacrificing the Nether Shadow, because Nether Shadow,
Requires more creatures on top.
yeah.
Is he
so-
going to be sacrificing the Icarid as well?
Yeah.
I didn't see a second.
Yeah, Gary, I think he kept it on the strength of Rest in Peace. He figures he can't win, but I think you can safely go to maybe on.
You can go to 5.
You can go to 5, so I think he had another shot. And a lot of people tend to keep like speculative hands. I kept a no lander in Vintage once,
How did that turn out?
but I had Moxes and non-blue Moxes and a Needle, which was good in the matchup,
Did you go first?
and an
or-
Ancestral. So I was on the draw, and I missed my 2 draw steps to get a blue land.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm
this is
guessing
not.
your opponent went like turn 1.
No, it was a very, very long game, and I didn't draw any lands. And then when I finally drew my lands, I drew all of my lands.
Of course you have
Of
to,
course,
because you
because-
drew everything else before.
Yeah, yeah. God doesn't give with both hands. So,
Yeah.
or Allah.
Magic is a game. Where
Someone told me, I said to someone yesterday, because he
What?
got mana screwed when we were playing draft. I said, the ball is round. Referring
ball
to
is round.
football.
but
He said, no, the game, Magic's oval. And he pointed at the back of the card.
is it oval?
Yeah, it's well, the back of the card, there's like an oval.
Oh, that's
yeah.
no,
And
but the 5 symbols, they form at least a pentagram, which you can draw a circle around.
so it's
and
all
then put
about
a
balls.
star in the middle.
Oh, really?
And
Is that-
put
is that-
some candles.
Is
on
that the
top
cat?
of
Is that the? Is this the?
cat? The
Is there a cat involved? Is this the cast that we've become? Dividing with Mick and Ben.
Jeez, wow, that is.
Yeah, so army of zombies
Yeah.
is replay of the Walking Dead season every season since
Yeah,
one.
This looks really bad.
It's really bad for Russell, and I think he's not even drawing to anything that's live. I think
Wow.
Kelvin just needs to avoid reanimating a Grave Troll because the Swords to Plowshares as being
No, the swords. No, the swords is still in his hand.
Yeah, so the Swords
But
Swords
he
to
could just
Plowshares
come out.
are outs to that. I don't think he has enough therapies. I don't think he's enough therapies. So he's discarding this to. What is he? Oh, he's discarding the hand size? He's discarding the hand size. I don't think Russell can win in 2 turns.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
So yeah, Kelvin Ko advances to 3-0 in our legacy tournament.
Yeah, he's in.
We'll
the top,
definitely see him in the top 8.
Yeah.
And yeah, congratulations, good job. Russell probably playing for his tournament life
Yeah.
next round.
Man, I love me a good deck.
Educational
yeah,
viewing.
Super educational.
Yeah.
I think this one
Anyways,
was.
Thank you, Michael and Gary, for joining
Oh,
in
yeah.
and helping us out. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with round 4.
In the meantime, I'll just put on a short replay because the last Legacy tournament, I realized we have a lot of videos of very short games. So yeah, I'll put one on. But thanks for joining us. And before we go, just want to remind you that you can join us Tuesday and cool, good job, Judge Dredge. Remember, you can join us on Tuesday, Wednesdays for standard and modern, and sometimes on the weekends we have tournaments. So remember, just follow our Facebook page for the latest events, as well as follow this channel because we update it every week for our weekend tournaments. Tomorrow we have a Hearthstone tournament going on. We might not cast it. We'll see if we get another host. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Thank you, Sigma New Gary. Thanks for listening to the Power 9 Podcast. Yeah, that's right. The last thing I want to mention is that if you don't listen to the Power 9 Podcast, we hope you do. They're the guys who help put the stream together and just keep things running stream-wise anyway. Alright, for myself and Ben, we're signing off for now. We'll be back in, 5 minutes time. There's still a few games going on. So don't go away. In the meantime, I'll just leave you with a very short replay. Ciao.